background. I don't know if I really want it to be dark, but let's just start and see what happens here. You know, it's not like when I do this, I have any more clue than you do about what I'm gonna do. I really don't. But let's start. Probably not dark enough. Yeah, you know what? Forget it. Let's have fun from the beginning and make it really bright. Now, I don't care that the table is brown. It has no importance to me as a brown table. It's just a... But you have to start with big shapes. You can't go into all those beautiful colors you want to get into. Well, that might be a problem. Let me push it back a little. Too soon. Coming up with a... And I'm keying this pretty hot, you know, and I mean, not like, I'm trying to get away from even the remotest concept of gray right away.
That is such a pretty color. What was that last one you put on?
This one had verditer blue. Remember I said it causes really beautiful purples. Mm-hmm. Verditer blue, and I put in some cadmium red. With the verditer blue, it comes up with some very nice purples. But I'm just trying to get to the meat of it without, you know, for the time being, I'm really just interested in making sure these things show up against all that.
So this is one time that you're putting in the background before?
Yeah, I'm just getting some background in first. I mean, pretty much just to this extent. Mm-hmm. And I am going to work with, I like this brush quite a bit. Okay, so let's start. Now the idea is I've got the shadow light and I've got, you know, I really do not know what colors I'm going to use. I just know that I'm going to play with light and dark. And once I start putting the colors in, hopefully it'll be inspired in terms of what they're going to be. But I'm not going to start with a million colors. I want to start with a basis. And Charlie, this is exactly what I was talking about with your background. You don't want to have too many things happening too soon. You want to be able to make it read as one color. Now I just added, to keep the value light, but to cool it down, a little bit of lavender. So now, see, immediately I have a slightly different color, but I don't have a different value. You see that? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's an important, that's really the whole thing right there.
Did you see anything on the oyster that made you do that, or you're just changing it because...
I mean on this thing?
I mean on the
I
shell.
did actually see it be, yeah, I did. See it get a little bit cooler.
Yeah, I see that.
It's actually kind of yeah, I do see color. You know, I see things in color, and I see these kind of odd colors that I tend to put in.
And how did you know not to finish the background in the places you didn't?
Well, because I'm not sure what I want to do yet with it. Okay. So I'm kind of... Okay, that has to be lighter. And I want it to be a little richer. Let's see. Let's keep it really pretty rich for the time being. I can always change that.
So rich, you mean intense?
Intense, yeah. I added a lot, yeah, I added some yellow, some cadmium, but now I want to get a little bit darker but still stay warm. So I'm going to add a little bit of yellow ochre to that.
Pictures on a palette, because you work out of the same puddle and just keep adding.
I do work, yeah, I do add a lot to it.
Adding to the puddle.
Yeah, let me show everybody that too. See, I've got essentially two puddles working now. I've got my cooler light and my warmer light. I don't have any dark puddles really yet. I mean, that was just the drawing puddle. Okay, and I pull. it's kind of like there's a center color and then I pull from that so that I stay within my value range, but I pull to change the hue a little bit. And
I'm getting her palette the whole time, by the way, everybody.
Oh, good.
so I warmed up with a little bit of orange in there. Okay, now I'm going to start in on a darker. Getting rid.
Oh, that's right. She said she wouldn't come. Yeah.
Linda?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Till after lunch.
Okay, from this, so right now, I've started to get into some dark. This is, oh, I think it's a little sap green, a little bit of yellow ochre, and some cadmium orange. All right. Now I see, as I see this gradate out towards the light, I don't want that shape that I'm about to put in to be quite as dark. And I'm putting in horizon blue because I do kind of see it. It doesn't matter what color I use. It matters understanding it. Because I could do this an hour from now and I would have completely different colors. There's not like one color that's going to work for everything. It's just how I see it at the moment. Pink in there.
Staying within the same value.
Yeah, I want it to be just a little bit lighter. And I can, by going over there, I can soften the edge just a little bit. And go back to my little puddle here. It's getting a lot darker as it gets towards the front of that, or the back of that shell, I should say.
When she finishes, will you do kind of a shot of the shells themselves?
Yes, I definitely will.
Thank you.
A little too cool, so I'm warming it up a little bit with alizarin crimson. Actually, let's try a little. Now this is the edge of that shell. I'm making it a little more vivid than it is. Why not? So I've got the edge of my shell. This is not done. These are still the first stages. But I've got the edge of my shell, which may stay just that. And I'm going back and looking at my puddles of paint and trying to figure out what I want to do on this part of the shell, right in here for now. And I want to get some of the shadow. Remember I said, someone said, what happens if you mix a color and you really like it and then you run out? And I said, good. Why? Because each time you remix it, you mix the same value, but you change the hue just enough to make it more interesting. And normally I would do all, you know, I should be working them all, but it's not the point of the exercise, so I'm focusing on each one separately. Oops.
Now, is that white or is that more?
No, it's got some ochre in it. It's not a pure white. I try to stay away from pure white except for a teeny highlight somewhere. It's getting a little fussy. I think I'll just... All right, now I'm going to go back in, change a few things. And each time I can just change, like now I've got that nice little puddle of sort of a yellow that I used, which is this one, right? Well, I've just added a little bit of pink to it, just to change the hue ever so slightly. It's like when I was talking yesterday about looking at Degas and how the way he used his pastels, they would kind of like crosshatch with alternating colors underneath, and it would just glisten, you know, just glisten. Same, it's a very similar concept. I get a nice cool on that end here. Now, if you get close, you'll see that I've transitioned from a very warm dark to a slightly cooler dark up there, but it reads as one dark, okay? That's the principle entirely of what we're talking about. And then I'm going to have to step back because I have trouble seeing what I'm doing. So, because it is pretty abstract up here. And I want, there's like a nice little reflected light in here that I see. Right in here. Oops, my stomach is doing bad things. It's talking to me. Okay. I'm going to sort of almost complete this one in a minute. even though I say work the whole. Today we're not working the whole. We're just... And there's a little reflection happening. I don't know if I want it or not, but I'll put it in for now. But I'm not sure it's going to stay. So it's not really the point of the exercise.
Reflection makes it look more like a shell layer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I haven't put any highlights on the shell, which I think will help as well.
And there's something, when you added that
Yep.
got so much more
Depth to it because you needed the shadow there. Yeah.
or vibrant in the colors or
Mhm.
something.
Oh, I don't like that color. Gotta change it. Okay.
Did you add a warm yellow
Did I?
or add white to a warm yellow? I didn't see.
I did put some white. Yeah. And
That's a
then,
warm one.
pretty warm. Yeah. Pretty warm white. It's always hard in the morning when I'm still shaking from the coffee. The coffee. I have to stand back because I'm too close to it. I should have done that a while ago. It's kind of a shell. This part I don't care for. Here. Let me put that. Carve back in here. Get that shape a little less. There we go. And that's getting a little too only cool, so I'm going to warm it up. That white area, but a little lighter. think I'm going to leave that one and go to the next one. I'm going to leave that one and go down here now.